guys, welcome to our October compilation video. This is the video where we talk about all of the kits we expect to see released during the month of October here in the year 2015. It's actually going to be a relatively slow month, guys, just in the overall general sense. There's not a lot coming out of the domestic side of things, and there's not a lot really coming out of the import side of things either. So, let's save up your money for the end of the year for Christmas here. There's some, a few neat things that are coming out, but overall, it is not a real heavy, release month here at all. So, starting on the domestic side of things, we have two domestic companies we know for sure things will be coming out of. There is or was the rumor that perhaps you would see the Mobius 62 Pontiac by the end of October. We have heard absolutely nothing further in regards to whether or not that kit is going to be on time. Usually by now we would have heard if it was, say, on the ocean, quote-unquote, if it was being shipped. Haven't heard that, and that probably means it will not be here this month. What we do know that will show up from Revell, you're going to have a whole whopping two kits here, guys, and one of them technically isn't even, a domestic kit. They're going to be reissuing the 125th scale Kenworth Wrecker. That is not the Can-Do, that's a Peterbilt. This is going to be the other one, the KW 900 Wrecker. They're doing all of these, I guess would be mid-'80s trucks underneath sort of these, I can't remember what it was right there, and then I said something and it went away. I think it's like vintage truck or something like that is the little tagline notice. But it is a very robust kit. It is 411 pieces. If you've ever built one in the past, of course, you know what it's like. They're a little pricey right now to get on eBay and stuff like that because the last time this kit was reissued was, of course, in the Revell of Germany box, which instantly makes it cost. And I believe that much like the auto transport trailer and other kits of this generation, they were originally
designed in California, then being manufactured in Denmark, the tooling, and then mostly the tooling itself has been held by Revell of Germany just because it was already in Europe, and this is, well before globalization and all that of moving the tooling around. So it would not be surprising to me to see, made in Poland on these bags. But it'll be in a regular Revell box this time with a more regular price. I think it's $69.95 is what I saw Tower's price for that was. I really wasn't paying that much attention to it altogether, but I believe that's what it is. But compared to the $80 to $125 you see this go for on eBay, that is relatively cheaper. The other kit that we're going to see out of Revell, and this is more of a Habaco global domination thing, will be the official U.S. distribution of the Revell of Germany boxing of, because remember there is eventually supposed to be a U.S. boxing, but this will be the Revell of Germany flat box of the Porsche 918 Spyder. This is the first of two Porsche 918 kits. This came out in Europe about a month and a half ago. So, as normal, there's the month and a half, 2 month lag between the release in Europe and Asia and when we get it here officially through U.S. Distribution channels. You could have got the kit from eBay if you want to pay about $40, $45 for it, but much like the i8, I would expect it to be in the $30 to $34 range, give or take. Here in the United States, your hobby shop prices may vary. Round two, they're going to put kits out underneath all three of their normal names. Lindbergh, they're doing a 34 Ford Roadster Rat Rod. This kit is actually out. We'll talk more about it on Friday during the regular video. But it's supposed to have rat options, whatever the hell that means, photo etched parts. It's going to be molded in steel gray with customizing decals. Again, we'll talk more about that Friday. MPC has several kits that they were supposed to be released, or I should say MPC and AMT itself had about 6 kits that they had originally announced were going to be marketed in October, and as of right now, only 2 of those actually showed up, and these other ones are things that were not a part of that, but are being released, and since they're vaguely automotive, or they're, in one case, they're the right scale, we're going to talk about them real quick here. The one would be the 125th scale, the General. This would be, of course, the Train. Of course, we're not doing trains here as a daily course of business, but it is a 125th scale train, which is a little odd. It is a 300-piece kit. You're going to get something I'm not sure if it's the actual vintage box art, but it's got a vintage tone to it like everything the Round 2 does. It's going to, of course, come with all the brass chrome parts that the original one did. The other one will be the 1/8 scale Honda 754. That's going to come in
vintage MPC packaging from the General Mills days, looks like. And other than that, it's just a straight reissue of that 1/8 scale motorcycle kit. I know there's some people, there'll be an interest in that. That's not really a dirt bike, but in that motorcycle. And then over on the AMT side of things, the two things that they have announced that will officially be out this month are a reissue of the Vanishing Point Challenger. Now, this, of course, is the old Yankee Challenger, the old model that has the separate roof. It was designed to be a convertible, and you have to sort of mold the hardtop in. When it was done as a Vanishing Point Challenger several years ago, probably into the RC, the Racing Champions era, they did tool new correct rally wheels and a new RT hood for it. So it's not like completely inaccurate for the vehicle that you're building. But know that it is, based in that older, I don't know if that was MPC originally, but it's in that older 60s, 70s era tooling, and it is that kit with a separate top. So, it's being sold mostly under what they're calling like the silver screen collectibles. It's that whole movie tie-in collection thing that Round 2 likes to pander to. And hey, if that's where they're making their money, I'm not going to fault them, although it's, not taking the actual modelers into consideration. But if the modelers aren't paying for stuff and the movie guys are, you got to go where the money is. The other reissue, and this is kind of neat, only because it's so hard to get a hold of one of the original variations of this kit. Seems like they all go for an arm and a leg and two of your children, and that is a reissue of the 1970 Monte Carlo 454 SS. Now, you could usually go on eBay on any given day of the week and find one of the lowrider kits for like next to nothing, because those were Walmart boxed, and there seemed to be an endless supply of them. Now, the Monte Carlo itself was boxed like 2 or 3 different times in the years prior to the collapse of the AMT Ertl days. They're the original kit. Then it was done in a Walmart box, and then it was done one more time sort of in the very sort of beginnings of the Racing Champion Ertl days. And then it hasn't really seen the light of day since. And it's sort of been one of those, why wouldn't you reissue it? Because it's, it's a modern tooling. It was originally done, I think, I want to say 93 or so, which is modern day tooling for AMT, because, of course, in 1998 or 99, AMT came to a crashing halt in the Ertl days, and they, you got some new kits here and there, but they were such awful dreck that most of us try to forget about them. They're going to be reissuing this kit with vintage MPC 1970s annual style box art, but know that the contents are the new kit. I'm not sure there ever was a 1970s Monte Carlo annual in the first place. That's sort of a little bit past where my expertise in model kits lies. But it's going to have that box style, which is kind of cool for your shelf. I suppose you're one of those people that collects boxes. I don't happen to be one of those people, but, whatever. But it's nice to have this kit back anyway, just because I think the 70 Monte Carlo was a nice-looking car, and like I said, getting a factory stock version was getting kind of hard. They've, like I said, when I found mine, and I got one of those sort of third reissue versions, I think I paid like $20 for it, which is about what this will run, $25. But that was after months of having it in a eBay search listing, because I kept finding $40, $50, $60 ones all day long, but none of the just sort of what I felt was a reasonable price, because for a 1993 kit that was reissued 3 times, there should be a fair amount of them out there, even though I know that they're a fairly popular chassis donor for resin kits of that era. We're not that era of 1993, but of, things that will fit underneath, what is that, an A-body, 1970. But also, you're going to have new decal sheet with optional racing decals. I'm not exactly sure what that means. We haven't seen like a diagram of the decals. But those are your 2 AMT kits for the month of October, allegedly. Now, moving overseas, really not a whole heck of a lot to talk about here. In October, there are no just regular run-of-the-mill reissues from Aoshima, for instance. They have nothing, no spot runs coming out. So the 3 automotive kits that we're expecting in October are the EMI F1 McLaren Longtail, which is, 3-4 months behind at this point, and then the Road Jam tuner VIP-ish, we showed them to you in the video last week, of the Crown Athlete and the Crown Royal Saloon. Both of those are going to come out at the same time, because essentially they are the same body kit on just 2 different kits, and really there's no difference between the Road Jam kit and the original 2012 Crown Athlete, Crown Royal kits, other than the body kit and a new set of wheels. And the wheels are shared between both, so if you like the wheels, you don't have to get, it's one of the situations where if you like the wheels on this one, you like the wheels on this one, you have to buy both to get, no, it's the same set of wheels on both. So if you like one but not the other, then you only have to get one. And that's all there is to write about that. Hasegawa, of course, we're going to get the reissue of the Team Schnitzer BMW 318 Japanese Touring Championship car. That kit actually, in certain early release vendors already have that. I expect it'll probably, if it doesn't come out tomorrow, it'll be out at the very beginning of next week. Then, of course, you have the reissues of the Lamborghini Miura P400 Super Veloce, the Mazda Cosmo Sport, and the 67 Toyota 2000 GT. The 67 2000 GT came out last week. We talked about that. And the Mazda Cosmo came out a few days ago, and we'll talk about that on Friday. But in every case, all of those are reissues. There's nothing new about any of them. And then Fujimi has their slate of kits. And I'm going to read you first what I know is coming out for sure because it's on the Fujimi corporate release list. There are 4 more kits that were announced but are not on there, so we'll save those for the end. The ones we do know that are coming out and have release dates, the Hino Super Dolphin Transporter. This is the Hino Super Dolphin kit by Mitsuwa. You may recall, of course, the Mitsubishi Fuso car hauler. This is the other version that they did of the Hino Super Dolphin. It's going to come with the transport trailer, so you get a whole truck and trailer combination, just like the Mitsubishi Fuso one was. And then they're going to be reissuing the Lotus Europa Special. We have seen graphics for this. It is going to be a John Player Special with all the gold pinstriping. It's a black car on the box art. To me, this was a white one, but I think they only came in black and white as far as the John Player Special ones. Maybe a red, but you can, of course, leave the John Player Special decals off and just build it as a Lotus Europa Special. I still say the Tamiya kit's a better option, but you would have to go find one since it's not in production. Reissue, of course, of those snap tight kits of those little K cars, the Daihatsu Liza Z with the Aero package, and the Daihatsu Mira Turbo TRXX with the Aero package. And the other kit that is officially coming out is the Porsche 911 Flat Nose. Now, I sent an email a week and a half ago to Fujimi directly. Now, they are have a very tough reputation, and apparently deservedly so, of never responding to any email that anybody ever sends them about what that was going to be, whether it's going to be the Enthusiast Series or reissue of the Curbside. They have not got back to me, so I guess we're just going to wait and find out. That's, I believe, not supposed to come out until like the end of the month, so wait and see. Maybe we'll get a hold of me beforehand. Now, the 4 kits that are on this list that have not been appearing on the corporate website as of yet are the Ferrari 365 GTB4 Daytona. That is the Enthusiast Series kit. The Ferrari 355 Berlinetta, we may call that as a curbside kit, one of the very, not very few. There was a block of Ferraris, the 355, I'm trying to think what the heck it is. I have one, the 599, the GTB, 599 GTB Fiorino. I got a couple of kits were done as curbsides. They don't have engines like most of the other Fujimi Ferraris have in them. The Infiniti Q45 with window masks, and the Nissan Cedric and Nissan Gloria Y31 kits. Those do not have official box art. Those do not have any place on the official Fujimi release list as of yet. And that, guys, like I said, is a short month. It's October. Listen, I think October was kind of slow last year, too. I'm not sure if we have this notebook of knowledge goes back that far. Let me see here. Yeah, October was a pretty slow month last year, although there were certainly more domestic releases than there are this year. We anxiously await the Revell fourth quarter announcements. What I understand, they are going to be at NNL Toledo, the NNL Nationals, as I like to call them. That'll be this Sunday coming. Supposedly Round 2 and Mobius are going to be there as well. I will not be. I will be working. The people I would usually go to take pictures and stuff like that are going to a model car show in Cincinnati because I believe the move to NNL was about 5 years too late. That show sort of petering out, and be interested to see how much more of a lifespan it has. So I know that the club that holds it doesn't want to hold it anymore. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. You know, you decide you're going to change everything to something else, and then that something else goes away. It is what it is, I guess. Try to think. Anyway, I've got like 5 videos to make, so I've got a whole bunch of stuff just rushing around up here. It's just been a crazy week at work, and I haven't got a chance to get anything done, obviously, because we're 9 days into 8 or 9 days, depending on when this goes up, into October, and this, what was coming out in October video is just showing up. So, Anyway, guys, I've got other videos to cut, so we'll cut this one here, and we'll see you guys on the other side.